The flow state stock up Lorien shell looks promising, but is it a trap? Okay, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. We need more data. We need to do more learning. So I'm running back the PO deck with no POs in it. The only thing I've changed, I took a trap out for a dress down, so I had a little bit more going on with Lurrus and some better action for Saga tokens. The main thing I want to examine during this league is this Thundertrap Trainer Flame of Anor package. Is it worth it? Something I proposed at the end of the last video was maybe cutting these 6 cards. Get a couple more pointed pieces of interaction. Maybe we want to have that Soul Guide Lantern to give us a better dredge matchup. Maybe we want that Snapcaster Mage to have, you know, a rebuy on our 4th Eralingas. Maybe we can have some Pyros in the main. Maybe it's just a 3-card package of Breach, Brain Freeze, Merchant Scroll. Lots of options. That's kind of the name of the game here with Flow State Stock Up Lorien revealed plus Big Blue mana. How do we want to fill out the rest of our flex slots? Do we want to be this full control deck? Do we want to have lots of combos like a Tinker deck? And I guess the overarching other theme is still just testing to make sure that this is actually something we want to be pursuing. I don't know, and I'm actually a bit scared because NYSE is soon. NYSE is very soon, and this is a possible, now it's not 100% yet, it's a possible major format shift if decks start building in this package. The whole format could change by next month when NYC is less than 30 days away. So I'm going to probably kick it into gear. I might be needing to reach out to some people and get some more testing going. You can only do so much testing as one person, especially one person who has 9-to-5 responsibilities and a YouTube channel and other things like that. So I might be having to reach out and actually for the first time, because a lot of times in the last 2 or so years, the vintage format has been not solved, but you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. It's very unlikely major format shifts are happening. When we look at the data, I usually put down little markers for when I think major, format defining shifts happened. And you can see in the data here, I have a marker for Saga getting restricted. I have a marker for when Stock Up was printed, and I have a markup for when Tezzeret was printed. And I haven't had a markup again since that almost a year ago. But I think I will end up putting one in here for the introduction of Flow State, because I'm going to hold off until I know for sure that this Flow State is an actual systematic change in the format. But, we go years in between major format overhauls. So with a possible major format overhaul happening within a month of the most, the highest prize and vintage event of the year happening in NYSE, might need to recruit some extra minds here. We'll see. What I'm going to do today is play through a vintage league off stream, just trying to get reps in and evaluate all the things we talked about. So pretty much the same list going forward from the last week, except for the dress down, and we'll see how that goes. I'll see you in round 1 of this vintage league. I am happy to announce the dates for high stakes proxy friendly vintage in 2026. The legendary NYSE returns to Long Island in New York on June 6th. This $500 entry fee tournament will pay out 8 pieces of unlimited power. The Oklahoma Land Run returns in 2026 on July 10th through 12th at the Reed Convention Center in Oklahoma City. Play Friday Team Trios, Saturday Legacy for a Mox Sapphire, and Sunday Vintage for a Mox Emerald. Event links can be found in the description below. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. Okay, here we go, round 1. I feel like I just played versus player, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, they actually just won. I just did the data, and they actually just won a recent challenge with Sphere Shops, which is actually great because it means I can get a good test here in. Oh, never mind. There's a Lurrus. I haven't played enough Sphere Shops matchups yet with this deck, so I kind of wanted to try testing it. I didn't know if I need like a Seal of Cleansing or Serenity or something, but it looks like it'll be a Lurrus Mirror, so totally reasonable hand for a Lurrus Mirror. Let's see. We got to figure out what kind of deck they are. Control versus combo. Stock up is a card I really would like to be able to cast. Let's go Island to protect our mana crypt from a Spell Pierce with Flusterstorm. And then I will run the Time Walk into a possible Spell Pierce, which I think is a fine enough trade. A blue land here will let me protect a stock up with Meticulous Flusterstorm. If not, I might just buy Lurrus. Volcanic, cool. So yeah, I think what I'll do here is play Volcanic and then cast stock up. Now we have to see how opponent feels about this. Negation, pitching, gifts ungiven. Okay, so some kind of breach deck. Let's get him with a nice Flusterstorm here. Great value for me. And then we're coming out with a stock up at the end of this. Mana Crypt is probably... Mana Crypt might be the best card in our deck. I'm not going to lie to you. This card might be the best card in everyone's deck. It's just so strong. Force pitching stock up. 2 cards in my opponent's hand. Force pitching stock. Yeah, I mean, the problem is I don't even know what I want to force from my opponent's deck, so I kind of want to just get this stock up through, try to get 2 more pieces of draw spells, and try to overwhelm them with it. I could go Trainer Flame, or I could just go stock up Trainer. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go stock up and Trainer. Like I said, my goal here was to try to push forward with a really competitive piece of card advantage here. I guess one of the problems with this line is mana drain. But I can always lead Trainer and then not stock up and go towards Lurrus or something. Not sure. I mean, they've been another force. I don't really know how like mana drain is a card that I really need to have the Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, and Pyroblast to help beat. Something to consider as we build our deck. Lorien revealed for a Volk. I'm just going to start with a stock up. I don't think my opponent has anything anymore, so... Okay, Lotus, Jet, Sapphire, Lorien, Strand. I think I just like... What do I like? I'm going to play a Thunder Trap. I'm going to play Meticulous Archive. Have I played a land yet? Yeah, no. So I could like take Sapphire or Jet and play Trainer. Or I could take Lurrus. Lotus for Lurrus. Yeah, I'm going to go Jet. Jet Lotus. Let's see what this brings me. Another stock up. Perfect. Okay, let's... Oh, I'd probably just play the Lotus first. A negation I actually do like. It's going to actually go well with my Lotus. Okay. Best for the play for the opponent is probably a stock up of their own right now. Maybe like an Ancestral or something similar. They don't have it. So we're going to untap with Lurrus. Should be at a great spot. We are losing a lot of our mana crypt flips. Oh, I'm actually... No, I'm perfect mana. Let's buy Lurrus. Play a Lurrus. Replay a Lotus. I don't know if I want to play into like a possible Mind Break trap. So I'm thinking about just passing from here. And then Lurrus should solve our mana crypt problem. I think playing a stock up into a Mind Break trap there would not be great. They just have so few cards because they double forced us and we had Force Fluster. I think this is a great example of why I feel Fluster, Spell Pierce, and Pyroblast stocks will go on the rise to combat these kind of decks. And something about maybe we need to consider adding even more to our main. The problem with adding Pyro to the main is like Raker is still one of the best performing decks in the format, and so is Jewel, and those decks, yeah, I don't know. Let's go with immediate replay of our Lotus here and cast Stock Up. Blue mana drain. Let's cast Ancestral. I'm a little worried about Trap over the top here, but I have a negation, so. And then this will be a Pierce for the drain. Or, geez, okay, yeah. I mean, this is a perfect example of what I want to be doing with my deck. Bullying my opponent and then rebuilding with stock ups. I will say, on the higher roll side, because we have the Mana Crypt. The Fluster was great, though. Might want more Flusters. Okay, the good news is post-board we get to bring in some Pyroblasts. I kind of want to even put more Pyroblasts in my board. But again, I don't want to like tunnel too hard on the blue decks because, I mean, if you look at my last post, this will probably air on a Wednesday. But if you look at my last post, I just did this weekend's data. And the most played deck in the format is Jewel Shops with a 56% win rate last weekend. And the second most played deck was Dredge. So, you know, and Raker Shop's the fourth most played deck with a nice win rate. All of the workshop decks, all three workshop decks combining for, you know, 22% of the meta were all over 52% win rate. So you don't want to like focus too heavily on the blue decks when you know, those might not be what you should be worrying about. I'm gonna bring in Pyro and take out Swords and Island. Bring in Lantern as a cantripping card with Lurrus that still hits like the Gifts and Breach stuff. I can theoretically bring in Stony Silences, but I don't think that makes sense in this matchup. We'll see. We can bring in Stony Silences if we want to. But I think our for the first time, I feel like our engine here might be stronger than the Gift Strain engine. So with a caveat that we have to just avoid getting mana drained. Because I do think drain is like quite good in these slower blue matchups. This hand doesn't work, unfortunately. I will say mulligans seem to take more of a precedent in these kind of blue mirrors because of all the 2-for-1ing and then rebuilding with draw twos and that kind of thing. This looks fine. I'm gonna just bin a land and hopefully try to build out through our spells, though. Maybe makes more. Oh, wow, Sapphire is always a scary one because I can hold up drain. That's a good start. That's a lot like how strong our start was with Mana Crypt before. Stock up. They can drain my force. If they drain my force, though, they get to what? Buy Lurrus. It's not nothing, but I think this is fine. This is a drain. They get it in the second main phase, and then all they do is buy Lurrus with the drain. So, and then we are free to go. They just have force backup. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this is what a lot of what's going to come down to is just forces and stock ups. Opponent's going to go after 3 cards after this. They're probably just looking for a drain, and they'll probably drain anything I play. Unfortunately, I don't have a great amount of leeway in that. It's not like I can build out my mana and have Pyro, Fluster, Spell Pierce. Drain is such a weird card. It's tough. But Drain is exploitable in the same way that Flow State and Stock Up are kind of exploitable, and Lorien for that matter, with these Spell Pierce, Fluster, Pyroblasts. Yeah, I'm interested in maybe getting that third Pierce or second Fluster in the main. Ah, wow. Another Mox, Merchant, Ancestral, rebuild all the way up to 4 cards here. Yeah, I wouldn't play around anything if I were my opponent. I've been F6, and if I had traps or anything, I would have already hit him over the top, so. I could have Mental Misstep, but it's a little late for that too, so. They are tapped out here, though, at least, so I can at least resolve a trainer. Not that I know if that's very good or not. Red is much more important here post board than white. Also, I have a pearl. Negation, flow state, spell pierce. Just gonna take flow state. So I'm probably gonna have to cycle Lorien revealed anyways, and that will give me at least a spell to cast. The problem is I'm just so far behind. My opponent has cast too many spells in this game. This would be a flow state of their own, maybe. Yeah. I don't like this. I don't know that I like these mirrors. These mirrors remind me of PO mirrors, where the person who has more Moxen is at an extreme advantage. Maybe on the draw, it just has to be things. I mean, Stony Silence would not have helped me here against my opponent's all-power draw, though, so... Pyro is good. I just don't think I have a lot of leeway in terms of timing. Like, I have to cast this flow state, right? I feel like waiting is not amazing. We're just so far behind. 6 cards behind and a whole mana behind. With a whole yard. I mean, hopefully my opponent decides that this flow state is not very good, and then I can maybe build out with it, with this Pyro, but... Like, if they drain this into anything, it's probably the end of the world. As we know it. Okay, that's something at least. Let's go with a fetch land and a Soul Guide Lantern. No reason not to attack. Get some pressure. Okay, we've already seen Undercity Sewers from this player, so they have that. I'm not expecting just like they kept on top. Just like a hard gifts upkeep, or not upkeep, but like main phase. I'm expecting a pass here. So it should give us some time. I don't think I'll go stock up this turn. It's more likely I'll go Lantern and try to build and maybe play like Meticulous Archive of my own. Surveil land. All right, white, black, DT. Jeez, maybe we will just actually die to Breach here because there's DT Lotus. I mean, not much we could do, right? We flow stated into our hate piece and we just have no mana. We're too far behind. They have enough though. 3, 3. So they have Breach combo. Do we want to bring in Stony Silence? I mean, we'd still just probably die to like Breach Ancestral, right? Like, this was kind of just getting overpowered by restricted cards. I don't know if I should worry too much about it. But this is an advantage of having the Breach combo in your deck for sure. I think they figured out the DT line here. I'm gonna let it happen for a little bit until they start targeting me, just so I can see more cards from the deck. No trap for me. That is another thing that I didn't like. I took the dress down out for the trap because it made the most sense, but trap is so strong. All right, all on them. Lorien, Pyro, second Breach, Flow State, Drain, Fluster, Red Elemental Blast. They kept in Chain. So if they kept in Chain, I don't really know if I want to bring in Stony. Especially not on the play, where it's going to be hopefully my advantage of having Moxen and being ahead on mana. So it looks kind of like a Seanless, but it also has some amount of, there's a Surveil land, there's flow states, so it's definitely not a Sean list exactly. The minute my opponent points anything at me, I'll just concede. Okay. There's a mind break trap. It's good to know. 2 mind break traps. Lots of drains. Gifts. Negation. Lots of flow states. Okay. This is enough for me. Interesting. Yeah, it might be like a discover. It might be the discover end list. I don't like Tormod script. I think Lantern is fine though. I'm gonna run it back like this. Negation on breaches will be pretty strong. This hand is fine. Do I have Meticulous Archive here for a second land? I think so. It's kind of unlikely my Flusterstorm will need to be used on turn 1. Jet. I think I'm gonna bin it. Something I can get back with Lurrus later. Doesn't currently help me cast anything, so probe. All right, well, they have my full information here. Petal. Petal Ruby. Didn't hit the land we were looking for, and the trainer can't hit a land. So it's probably still trainer though. If I kept the jet, then my trainer can hit Lorien revealed, which is something. Don't know. It's gonna be tough. A little constrained on mana here. Blue mana. Mindbreak Trap has been. Makes sense. Unless they're trying to push something through. I feel like Surveillance so good in these Breach decks. It's crazy to me that some people choose not to run it. It's pretty amazing. Getting cards, getting them in the yard. Opponent is now ahead on mana, even though we started. We drew a Ruby. Ruby's not bad. Don't think I'm gonna Time Walk, so we'll play a Soul Guide Lantern. And I'll pass. At least our Flusterstorm covers gifts here. Need to hit another blue source before we can play Time Walk, I think. They know my whole 5-card hand, so it's gonna be tough. Spell Pierce. Not great. Could crack Lantern, try to hit more lands. Probably not worth. It's not like amazing deterrent for Breach, but it does something. It definitely speed bumps. The fact that my opponent's hitting more lands than me is not good. I did take out a island from my deck, but I think in general, the deck has a lot of mana. Yeah. I'm gonna negate this pitching Time Walk. I feel like it's too bad for this to happen. I kind of want to crack this stupid Lantern though. think I needed it. It's not it, so. Okay, that's good. Just gonna buy Lurrus. We still have our double counter plus fluster, so if I can get Lurrus, Lantern looping, buying back Jet and stuff, that seems the way to go. Another Lorien. You're not gonna be able to use these flusters and pierces to hit things anymore because my opponent has a billion lands. They have a Lurrus they can get and start using Petal, but it's a little worse than Lantern for sure. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. We have a slight card advantage, but a huge mana disadvantage. I don't feel good about this spot, but my deck has a lot more cards I think that matter. So we'll see. I was the first one who had a 2-for-1 themselves. They know these 3. They don't know if I have more blue cards, though. They know the Lurrus as well. So they don't know these 2. They know these 3. If I can get a land next turn so that I can play at least like Lurrus. I'm very hesitant to play Lurrus into this full mana situation. I do want a blue land. That's not a terrible draw by any means. The problem is, I can't really fluster anything. I think I'm just gonna wait a turn. Wish I had a Pyroblast for like a possible end of turn gifts. Maybe I can just cast Stock Up though. Kind of like having an extra full counter spell. I'm gonna wait one more turn here. I think the patience could help. End of turn red, blue, blue. So this is like gifts. I want to use both my 1 mana cards. I feel like this is getting decent use out of those. My opponent's down to 3. I still have a bunch of counter magic, and I have Lurrus coming back, so I think it's fine. Is it by Lurrus, or is it another gifts? 5 mana. Jeez. They're getting bullied by mana here. That's their 3rd Lorien reveal. They know my whole hand now, so if they have like a Pyro at the end of all this, that works. We're kind of need to draw a blue card for our force. But we have a lot of blue cards in our deck. It's one thing our deck has. They did have force after everything, so that is just 3 fresh cards. Nothing gets kept. Sapphire, so now I can have a drain up, and if they draw drain. Mana crypts, they can have gifts open if they drew gifts. They could buy Lurrus. Looks like they're buying Lurrus. So they have one card. We have Lurrus Force. Our best card draw is a blue card. We want to draw a blue card off the top. Now we draw mana. Unreal. Not much we can do. I mean, we could wait and have our own force up, which they'll know about. I think that's not good. I think I'd rather jam it here. I guess this runs into trap on the lantern, but I don't think that's a big deal because their last card is Lurrus. Definitely not hitting their yard right now. I can always draw with this lantern to draw a blue card. They're actually kind of in trouble because of the mana crypt as well. Because if they play Lurrus and attack with Lurrus, I can just block with Trainer and then free play Trainer from my yard. Lurrus is fine. 2 unknowns in my opponent's hand. This is an end of turn crack lantern for a card. Saga Gaming. Blue card. Cool. Okay, Saga Gaming is fantastic in this spot. As is Lantern out of the yard. Getting the cheap spells. And I'm just going to hold the trainer back so I can put it back from the yard if they do anything. I'm going to hold up in Hardcast Force as well, instead of playing my own trainer here. Maybe that's wrong. Not sure. I'm hoping this lantern is enough to really forestall my opponent. I might crack it for exile on the next one here. Because I have the cards I need with a saga going. I don't have to do that right now, though. I can wait. Okay. Let's crack it to exile my opponent's yard. And then replay it. It's fine. I don't need my yard. And then I still think I'm holding open my full amount of mana for pitch cast and flusters and anything like that. And again, I have Saga going too, so it's going to be pretty bad for my opponent. They've drawn a lot of mana now. They need to draw some action. They've already used a lot of their Lorien reveals. They have an active mana crypt going down. I feel like they went all in on that Lorien reveal draw 3, and it doesn't seem like it's paid off so far, but we'll see. This lantern has been great, though. I think it makes things hard for them. Another mana from them. I feel like they've drawn pretty badly. Let's first fetch away our volcanic, and then let's draw with lantern. Cool. And then let's make a construct. Then on my turn, untap. Yeah, that's great. Make another construct. And I'm going to go get Black Lotus. And then I will replay my lantern. And I'm going to hold everything up. And then I will attack with both here, as it's a lethal attack. And I don't think I need my Lurrus anymore. It's just going to take out another avenue that they have. I guess they could have died to Mana Crypt flip, so maybe it was better to just attack with the Construct, and they probably would have just chumped. But I feel like having Lantern up and this many counter spells, I don't think I can lose. So I think it's just like taking another tool away that you know, if they like somehow end up with like Breach Brain Freeze or something where they like can replay it or something. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to hit for 7 because of the Mana Crypt and make them just chump. Or play to 50-50. But I feel like playing to 50-50 doesn't make as much sense when I have this kind of... I'm actually 1 mana short of all the things. I can draw another card too if I want to. Yeah, I don't know if that game was as much about playing well as much as it was about my opponent flooding. But I also think it's kind of an example of just how good... I guess neither of us cast a flow state. Did anyone cast a... Neither of us cast flow state. Neither of us cast a stock... I guess that's not true. There was a stock up cast, but I countered it. I negated it. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like my opponent had a Lorien revealed for 3. That could have gone a lot worse for me, but draw 3 is not as good as stock up, which is kind of funny. Well, I mean, it was a cool game. Good match. Well played from the opponent, and got some good data. All right, we found another opponent on the play. Cat Gaming. Seems fine. I think I'm interested in Tundra Go, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of interested in the less valuable end of turn Brainstorm, depending on what my opponent's doing, just because it's hard to play Brainstorm against certain cards, and we're going to be pretty mana tight. So it's like using our mana efficiently, even if we're using Brainstorm a little inefficiently. But we're still going to get rid of 1 card, so... Oh, Chrome Mox, okay. Alright, we'll see. Don't think I'm countering the first Chrome Mox. Feels hard to do that. Archon is gone, that's good. Hopefully they have like a Vexing Bobble. We can just mental misstep. This is a matchup I'm really, really, really worried about. That's fine. And a Strip Mine, huh? Do you think you're gonna play a Void Mirror? Just gonna Strip Mine me. Let's Brainstorm. Those are awful cards to draw after I let Chalice and Chrome Mox go. Okay. I mean, the Jet is by far the worst, though, so we will fetch away the Jet. I should have put the Fourth Airling as a not the negation, so I had more blue cards in case they did something crazy, but I don't know what they would deal with Chalice gone, so... Or Chalice in the field, so... We will have to fetch this, and we'll have to probably go for Meticulous Archive to try to help build out our mana. We can't get 0 manas anymore. They can't get 0 manas anymore either, so it means they're not playing a 3-drop on this turn with a Cavern. They can play an Ancient Tomb, which we can counter whatever their 3-drop is, but at least we can't get Caverned. We're in trouble, though. We are in big trouble. There's the Ancient Tomb. There's a second Archon. Negation's not very useful anymore unless they were to play a Void Mirror after, in which case we're probably just into pitching anyways. I have to go Meticulous Archive here to try to find a second land so we can get our creature in play. In the creature, because it's not a land. Now it has to be a land. It's technically a land. I think we want to be a red land. Not good. Maybe I had to counter the Chalice. I didn't have any... I should have brainstormed in response to the Chalice, maybe. They have the Cavern. They have Cavern on Dragon? Dragon is fine. Dragon is fine. We don't have any... We can't play zeros anyways, so... That's actually super okay with me. I am fine with that. That is the least scary thing that could have happened on this turn. We do need to keep hitting our land drops, though. Stock up is not hitting our land drops. And Thunder Trap's going to be hard-pressed to do that as well, because there's no Sink into Stupor. Probably priced into any Lorien I find off of this. The good news is they don't have... I mean, unless they have a second Cavern. They don't really have the ability to do very much at the moment. If they play, like, white land and play something else, I can at least force one more play. If I can get to the point where I can play a Flame of an Aura kicked, we might be in a really good spot in this game. No, they have second Cavern. Jesus. Non-human. That's probably game losing for me, unfortunately. I can't imagine I'm beating a Seasoned Engineer from this spot. Oh, it's a Witch Enchanter. I guess Seasoned Engineer, they might have played pre-combat. That's fine. That one like makes it harder for me to take the initiative if they do the initiative, but... Alright, do I draw a land? Didn't draw a land. Kind of drew a land. So I'm going to go get another Volk. And then I have another Lorien revealed. And I can do that on the next end step here. Can't counter much of anything anymore, though, because I have human and Cavern. Cavern on human, so... We do need to draw the Flame of Anor. And kind of like now. Fourth Airlingus for 2. Attack for 5. Puts my opponent to 9. They attack back in the air. I go to 7. They take the initiative. I'll still have 5 of power attacking. They'll go to 3. I think it's still too soon. So let's stock up. Flow State, Spell Pierce, Fetch Land. Not very strong. I'm going to take the 2 Flow State because I can still get a Flame of Anor off the Flow State. And I'll take the Fetch Land. I guess I won't fetch if I don't have to. And I'm definitely getting in for 1. I guess I die on the next attack if I attack again. I'm going to 5. Nothing from the opponent. Time Walk. That's incredible here. So how do we feel? Okay, thinking spot. I can fourth for 4. 3, sorry, for 7 damage. I could do fourth for 1 and Time Walk, hitting for 3, putting my opponent to 10 and drawing an extra card. Or I could Flow State and Time Walk. I feel like Flow Stating makes the most sense. I don't think I actually want to fetch this because I want to be able to take a hit and force. Maybe. What can I forge? I can forge a White Plume. They can't even cast a White Plume, but... I don't think drawing 1 card and making 1 Aerlingus is good, though. I have an instant, right? I do. Okay, there's my Flame of Anor and a Volcanic. I'm gonna time walk. Oh, I should maybe have taken Mox because I can kill both of these. It's not what I want to do yet. Does it make sense to walk first? I think it makes sense to walk first. Now I can fetch though, because I'm not worried about. I'm gonna be killing this Clarion Conqueror anyways. I might keep the Chalice in play so my opponent can't get a white. Oh wait, no, they'll have a white source. Soul Ring. Okay, so right now, let me just double check. I can do 9 damage, so they're not dead. So let's do. I also can buy Lurrus and play Lurrus. Not amazing. I might kill Clarion Conqueror and Chrome Mox. Yeah. And then I maybe do I fourth? Buying Lurrus is so silly because I'm just going to. One, two, three, four. I feel like I'm just supposed to wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a lethal attack if my opponent doesn't draw a card they can play. If not, I could buy Lurrus, buy Lurrus. I could play Lurrus. Okay, I think I'm just gonna buy Lurrus here. Maybe I missed a spot in this game where I could have done something really powerful with fourth and like found a way through, but I didn't see one. I do have another Thundertrap Trainer in my yard. No attack. No play. So my play right now is 2 mana and then 6 mana. So I don't actually have lethal because my opponent left back Wish Enchanter. But I can play Lurrus and play another Thunder Trap. I'm just going to play fourth. I'll attack all because my opponent has to block. Did I miss an attack? That could have. I mean, I could have taken 2. Don't think they can come back from this, but I feel a little lucky to win this game, but my opponent's mana base is very bad, so hard to say. This matchup does not look good. Okay, so let's consider swords. Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce on the draw. Mental Misstep might be. Sign is probably better than Spell Pierce regardless. Maybe we want Needle for Wasteland. Seems pretty bad though. But Consign on the draw seems awful. But Probe is also really bad too, so maybe we'll just go like this. Let's try this. Okay. These games are so close because our deck doesn't have crazy ways forward. They mulliganed. I've got a bunch of mana. Force Lorien flow state. I'm gonna keep this hand. Could be wrong though. Let's see how this plays out. It's tough. Like having a bunch of mana and a Mox and Force. It's hard to ask for a lot more than that. We have 6 removal spells in our deck. Mana Crypt is definitely getting forced. It's about as good as it gets. Besides Black Lotus. Basic Plains. And a Vexing Bauble. Okay, so our Jet's doomed. We do have the ability to Meticulous Archive into a sorcery for a turn 2 flow state, though. So that's something. They have Ancient Tomb follow-up. Okay. That's pretty good. That was on a sorcery anyways. Was a card I didn't want on top, though. I don't have anything here. They can just hit flow state, which is probably what they'll do. They know my whole hand, which is nothing. Because I have some mana to play the game, but no good cards. Best draw, Ancestrals, Thundertrap Trainer, Fetch Land. Okay, well, drawing a land and or a Mox for every draw step has not been what I wanted after I kept triple land hand. I will say that. Let's see if they have a follow-up. Probably. If I don't get wastelanded, I have my 3 drops to draw. I got Strip Mind. Or they're playing a post-combat season Dungeoneer. Not exactly correct. This is a cleric. Don't know that I'm beating a post-combat season Dungeoneer anyways, but... Lorien revealed. Yeah. Yep. I mean, we're super dead. Oh, you know a card that I was going to play that I kept forgetting about is Balance. Someone had recommended that in one of my first videos with the blue-white control deck. Because I actually have Forces and full Moxen, I think Balance actually makes a lot of sense. So hopefully by the end of this video, I'll remind myself to put the Balance in the sideboard. That will help a little bit. Maybe even could put it in the main. It's kind of an interesting idea. Maybe only if I don't have trainers in my deck. I could put Balance in the main. God, there's just like nothing I can see. I can draw. Like they have a Strip Mine and they have a bajillion. All right, let's just go to the next game. Mana Crypt Vexing Bauble opener into a 3-drop is going to be hard to beat regardless. So not too worried about that. I could consider having Spell Pierces instead of Negations, but I don't even really like that much. We'll just run this back, and our deck will get a lot better on the play with Consigns and getting out to an early mana and being able to play Moxen before Vexing Bauble or Void Mirror. So hopefully just keeping on the play in game 3 is enough to swing the needle here. But I would like to try to get a balance in my deck. I don't know. Every time I think about it, though, I feel like I need to get like the trainers and Nenors out to free up slots to play the cards that I want to play. But also, like, the trainers and the flames have been great. So it's like gives you something to do with Lurrus, gives you an infinite blocker, finds the cards you need. Obviously, a kick flame is insane. I have a Lurrus. I don't know. Okay, I think this is fine. It's bad if my opponent has a Chancellor. Chancellor. I haven't seen a Chancellor, but my opponent has a Chancellor. This hand doesn't function. If they don't have a Chancellor, though, I get to go Mox into Lorien for a Volcanic and then a Needle on Wasteland. Into, like, negate their first play and then flow state. I feel like I have to risk this hand. No Chancellor. Got lucky. No, we should get strip mine instead. I don't know. I think that keep is maybe a bit loose, but some of us don't even play Chancellor, so copium. Oh god, another mana crypt hand. I will negate this. I have flow state online. Witch metal and tapped. Okay, so I was able to stop the onslaught with the mana crypt counter. Swords. Let's flow state because I want to be able to play a land drop off of it. Tolarian negation. Is Tolarian negation better than just going Tolarian Volk? No, I don't think it is. I think it's just 2 lands off of this. And then I can go Tolarian Trainer and try to hit like a flame. And then we should be in a great spot. Maybe they'll give us the initiative. We can swords them. Wow. Honestly, I haven't missed PO. I'll tell you that much. I have not missed PO in this deck. Lorien's just letting me... Lorien's and flow states just letting me make sure I can play the game. Feels really nice. Opponent is in the tank on our second spell, which means they probably aren't here. Our best plays are, ancestrals and that kind of thing, so. Okay. I think opponent said they have to go do something with the dogs. So I will cut this and come back. All right, we're back. I have a trainer. We're looking for Time Walk, Flow State, Lorien. I have max 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana next turn. Could get Wasteland down to 3 mana. I think I just like another Flow State. It's going to give us the most versatility. Okay, so does my opponent build out here with an Ancient Tomb, or do we need to take a turn before that? We'll see. No, a Cavern. Okay, so not too bad for us. Forces are basically going to be nothing. Hopefully this Cleric is a White Plume Venture, and we can maybe steal the initiative after. Oh, that's a good draw, too. All right, let's start with Ancestral Recall targeting me. And then Sapphire. Do I want to get a Lurrus going? Because I have 6 mana total. No, I think I just want a flow state. Negation is now good, but 2 lands is also no good. Is negation so bad that I would take a 2-second fetch over? I don't think so. I think I'm going to take a land and a negation. And then I am going to play my fetch, and buy my Lurrus. Fetch can get me Meticulous Archive. Technically, I'm holding open Swords and Consign if I need to. Opponent has 7 cards in hand, so we really stymied them by countering the Mana Crypt. It's an important example of what you should do, or how you should play against mono white. Dragon. Cleric. Peacekeeper. Sure. Just gonna fetch so I don't get my fetch turned off. Let's go for a Meticulous Archive. And I will keep another Swords on top. I'll probably name Swords here to make me pay 3 for it, but not a huge deal. Especially not with Lorien Academy protected from Wasteland as well. We don't know how many Wastelands were in our opponent's hand, but that could be something protecting us. Something to consider. Totally would be proud. I don't think there's a good choice for my opponent here, but making me pay 3 mana for the first sword so I can't get more makes sense. Yeah. All right. I am down for Swords this and play Lurrus and attack. They know my hand besides the swords, so see. I'd love to get the initiative going on my side of the table. Especially because I can, you know, consign a second initiative trigger. Sword's the first one, take the initiative and consign a second initiative trigger. Might be pretty powerful here. We do need to find another draw spell. Looks like a dragon's coming down. Which is fine. Hope to see a draw spell from us, but we drew another fetch. There's not a lot of lands left in our deck here. Swords this. Get our other fetch in play and attack. This would be an interesting spot to have like a road instead of swords, because I could theoretically kill my trainer and then kick it back, but it's not a really reasonable spot. So now we're out of swords though. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I feel like attacking is more important than waiting, but maybe I should have. Like, we might be at the point now where if they do play an initiative creature, I might have to consign the initiative trigger because we're not getting anywhere. I guess that's not true because I can attack with my Thundertrap trainer and I either take the initiative or they block and I just kick it, you know? So I guess that's not true. Another cleric. Which kind? Is it a white plume? No, another peacekeeper. All right, let's just fetch this thing. I'll get another tundra. I guess I could have got a Volk. Doesn't matter. All right, none of this matters still. Opponent still has 5 cards in hand. It's a lot of action. Our deck is full, two flow states, 4 stock ups, and 3 Lorien reveals to draw 2, including 2 Flame of Anors and 4 Theralingas. So we have about infinite action in our deck drawing 2 at the moment. A Dress Down Loop is also quite powerful from here. Again, probably can't attack with my trainer into this guy, but I can just block with my trainer, so they can't really attack into me. But all we're really looking for is our draw spells. They named Lorien Revealed. I don't even hate that. I don't hate that at all. Make me pay 7 mana for my Lorien Revealed. Flow state. Saga Island negation. I can't say that I'm happy to continue drawing these negations. But Saga is incredible, especially with Wasteland named. And they don't have a cavern for human right now, so they can't uncounterably witch enchant it. So also I can consign the witch enchanter trigger, so Saga Gaming should end this game. Unless they have a strip line. Two constructs here at 4-5, 5-5, 6-6. 6-6. That is a lot. Yeah, this entire game was based on me being able to counter that mana crypt. Pretty nice. Pretty happy about that. It might also have been about this needle. We don't know. But I think opponent didn't play a land at all last turn. If they had a wasteland, they would have played it anyways. So it's likely this needle didn't actually change anything. Second Peacekeeper. Okay, no Saga tokens for me. That's the third Peacekeeper, actually, right? Third Peacekeeper. Fair enough. All right. Well, this game gets harder now. I still need to hit more draw spells. Wait. Naming another Lorien reveal doesn't make any sense. Surely we can name Urza Saga, right? Oh, it's only add 2, right? I can still just do it. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I always forget that this isn't actually a needle. It's just cost 2 more. So Cavern on Angel. You probably wanted a Cavern on Human, but it's okay. So Lorien revealed. I think I can still probably cast. Ah, 4th Aerlingus. That'll probably do it. I'm going to make a construct, and then I'm going to do everything but 1 here, so I can still consign if I want to. 4th for 6. And then I'll just go with all 6. I can lose 2. And we take the Monarch. That should be good. There's a flame. Oh, damn time. Nah, I'm just kidding. We only have 2 of those in our deck. Our flow states like didn't exactly hit great cards, right? Like our flow states hit land negation and land negation or something like that. But it was enough. Dragon. Yep, that's fine. And another ancient tomb. And an Archon. All right. So let's just make a construct. Oh, I guess this also makes Lorien activate harder. I don't have anything. I have an island left in my deck. Make a construct, get a Lotus, flame the Archon and draw 2. Make a construct. Get a Lotus. Deal 5, draw 2. Draw 2, deal 5. There's a swords and a stock up. Time walk swords. That's what my deck is supposed to do right there. There we go. That's winning with power. Clean. Very clean. Very clean. Yeah. Interesting set. This game takes a lot, but it's doable. Or like this deck takes a lot, but it's doable. I will say I still think this trainer and flames have looked quite good. The fourth has seemed reasonable as well, so don't know. All right, here we go. Round 3. We're up against Bill. Bill is a proficient Tinker aficionado. That is a matchup I'm pretty happy about as well. Let's try this as just Ancestral on his upkeep. Okay. Thing we have to be worried about, or not worried about. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I want to counter this. Probably not with Trainer and Flame. I do need to be worried with Flame about Hull Breacher. Opponent loves Hull Breacher. I think I like negating this stock up. Another Flame. Huh. 5 cards for my opponent. Tinker as well. Force back up. Now we just need to find our flow states and stuff. That's no good. That's no good. I mean, if they follow up with stock up, it's not great for me. Lost both my flames. Yeah, I mean, having 2 stock ups and Mana Crypt Soul Ring is definitely better than having 4 lands. No lands, only spells from the opponent. Mental misstep. Oh, I'm not hitting my draw spells, so I might lose. Do have a mental misstep for their ancestrals, so that's not bad. But I can at least cast any Lorien, any stock up, any they've cast 3 stock ups this game. Any flow state, any Lorien, any stock up. I guess I don't actually have a sorcery in my yard. Because I had to exile my 1 sorcery. So flow state is not even online yet, but I have at least a decent clock here. My opponent finally took a land off a stock up. I drew a Misty Rainforest, man. I can't. At some point, I gotta be worried about Hull Breacher blocking as well. There's a flow state turned on. This is actually pretty similar to the game we lost, or we beat the Gifts player with, where we just drew lands and none of our draw spells, and the other player drew all the draw spells. I think I'm gonna counter this. Gives them a mana off of Lorien Academy and gives them an out. I don't know. I just drew only lands. Gotta open up an account. Fuck. It's not like I pitched very many. It's like I have all the flow states and all the stock ups still in the deck. This actually reminds me of Legacy, where the one player who draws the brainstorm gets to win the game because you just drew all the brainstorms after. That's one of my biggest complaints about Legacy. I assume we're dead because my opponent vamped. Yeah, Ancestral, Brainstorm. I assume they have to go like Yogg will, though, to get the Manifold Key back. Four-color Tinker? Oh, they have Tezzeret? Wow. Tezzeret with exactly enough mana. That's so sad, man. Okay. Guess I lose. Sure. That's just like the wrong set of draws in a game that we were extremely favored in. I don't really know if that's anything I can do or just something I have to accept variance-wise. Not thrilled about that one. He's probably playing Hexing Squelcher and stuff, but I feel like I need my Flame of Anors to cover Hexing Squelcher and not have swords in my deck. Though if he's playing Hull Breachers, the swords get a little better, but they just also trade for Pyroblast, so it's not like a crazy change. I have so many counter spells, but it seems my opponent has also adopted the idea of Flow State Stock Up Lorien Revealed. So he was able to chain Stock Up, Stock Up, Stock Up, Flow State, where I just didn't have any. And couldn't really come back from that. Not sure. It's kind of sad because we had a really broken opener, right? We opened with Ancestral. We had triple force to beat their stock up into Tinker with Force backup. But they simply had one blue land, one mana crypt, one soul ring as their mana. So then we kept drawing lands instead. Can't imagine that this is a great hand by any means, but it doesn't seem like a hand I'm putting back either. Don't know, though. I don't really like the idea of mulliganing the Jesus. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Mana Crypt being the best card you can really have. Maybe we'll find a Stony Silence or something to make it hard for our opponent. God, imagine this is like an Demonic Tutor off of this. And a Sapphire. And a Time Walk. Okay. I mean, that is certainly a power difference. Tinker? Again? Okay. It feels like really silly to be the Tinker deck against the, if everyone's playing a pile of 8 forces, which is my biggest complaint with the idea of being the Tinker deck. But I mean, if you have Mana Crypt Tinker with Force backup on turn 2 both games, or turn 1 in this game, then It's certainly good. I just didn't have another counterspell. I have to have a double counterspell. Yeah. Not much I can do. Force on my emerald. Sure. Maybe they'll just run out of life here. Those are not the cards I wanted to hit. Flow State is not online. Trainer for Flame? Trainer for Flame. I have a freaking meticulous archive, though. How about Trainer for Force? Does Trainer for Force make more sense than Trainer for Flame? Because I have no lands that cast this Flame. I think I am. I think I'm going to see if I can pinch my opponent on life total here. I have an attacker. They only have 11 life to work with because they forced my Mox, which was bold. This goes to 8. I'm going to see if I can pinch them on life. I feel like that's the only way forward for me anyways, so... While Flame can kill a Citadel, it might be too late anyways, like to go to a next turn. Even if I had a mana. It's a Yogwell. Cycle the top card with Lorien. It's kind of nice. I might have to... Yeah, so like my biggest problem with this deck is that it's so fair. Even my broken hands are not like that good. Whereas if I play this deck and instead of playing Lurrus and trainers and stuff, I just play Tinker, Citadel, Volt Key, does that make a better deck, right? That's the biggest question. It's just tough because if not only will Tinker be a hard card to resolve in a metagame where people are choosing to play this as their blue deck because of the 8 forces, but if people are trying to beat this stock up flow state package, they're going to be bringing in Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, and Pyroblast, which are also incredible against Tinker. So they're at 2 life right now. Is this Yogwell? Okay. Well, he knows I have a force, so Flusterstorm over the top. He doesn't. Yeah, he's got a Lotus Mana Crypt Tinker for Lotus Mana Crypt Tinker for Time Vault and use Tezzeret to take infinite turns. See if he finds it. I guess also just Lotus. Yes, because Lotus Mana Crypt Demonic Tutor doesn't work. It has to be Lotus Mana Crypt, Tinker the Mana Crypt into a Time Vault. Looks like he sees it. Yeah, so Flame would have been worse here than Force. Though Force didn't do anything either because my opponent had a Fluster, but not much we can do. Opponent had turn 2 Tinker with Force backup and turn 1 Tinker with Force backup, so GG. Even a deck with 8 forces in it still going to lose some amount of games to getting vintaged, which is actually what we saw in our last league. In our last league, we lost 2 games to Jewel. All right, getting some good testing here in on Sunday. We got biggest bird across the table. Looks like a Lurrus match. This is my power hand. Turn 1 Lurrus at least, but no protection, so probably not. Though we could go turn 1 Lorien with Flusterstorm backup, which is interesting. So, let's see. Wasteland. Wasteland, go. Interesting. Don't think... I could just get a basic and buy Lurrus. I think I'll do that. I don't really like the idea of Loriening here for just casting Lorien. It doesn't vibe with me here. They're gonna Lorien themselves probably to get their blue source. The one thing is, if my opponent was playing a Bowmaster, then maybe it makes sense to try to do that now. But I'm pretty interested on trying to maybe resolve Lurrus with Flusterstorm back up on the next turn here, especially with Force now. If I can get a Lurrus with Lotus going, it's a lot easier for me to cast more Lorien reveals as well. If you play Stony Silence, it's going to be Negation Pitch Will with Flusterstorm available. Oh, I guess Flusterstorm is not really available, unfortunately. So maybe it's Negation Pitch Fluster. They didn't do it, though, so... Lame. Let's go with white. Lurrus. Blue. Ancestral. Trying to get me on a Mind Break trap. I have a Force and a Fluster over the top. I Force Ancestral, and they Force back, and then I Fluster. Bad for me. Or just let Ancestral go. It's not a huge deal, right? I mean, it could be. It depends on what cards they draw. We'll see. Okay, let's go Fluster this. Force pitching negation. Okay, let's replay Lotus. I am going to cast Lorien here. Seems like a good timing. See if they have a second negation. They could have hit Lotus if they did. And we'll definitely play a land. I want to keep another land. Okay. I assume my Lurrus will get removed, but we'll see. We have instant and sorcerer in the yard for flow state, so maybe we can even get 4 cards next turn with our 2 flow states. Probably not, because we're probably going to have some negations and stuff, but we'll see. Swords. They can have swords plus spell pierce as well. But this flame is not that good anyways, so let's just get rid of this flame and negate the swords. Still have 4 cards in hand. I use some of my flow states for that. I should not have used red. I should use green. Probe and force. I can actually hard cast force after all of this. They're gonna mental misstep this. It's fine. All right. We're actually out of action. So if I went too hard protecting my Lurrus, that could be maybe a mistake. Because I could have just let the Lurrus go and then use my my flow states, double flow state. So a thing to think about. Not actually doing anything with this Lurrus as it stands besides rebuying Lotuses. That's a pretty good one though. So let's cast use our Lotus for blue, replay our Lotus, use our off-color Moxen, and cast the Lorien reveal. We can hard cast negation here. We could hard cast force back. Hard cast drain. Wow, okay. Yeah, it's pretty bad for me. Don't want that to happen. So they're playing blue-white control with drains. I have Lurrus Lotus. Okay. I'm not sure what another force. This deck is just so full of forces. It's crazy. Though I have drawn a lot this game, so. And we're just attacking with Lurrus. Might just win this with overwhelming advantage. Another Lorien reveal. Yeah, this is exactly how my deck should work. Unlike that game 1 against Bill, where everything come crashing down. Now this can get drained, and I won't be able to do anything about it. I'm not going to force pitch against it. Maybe I would, actually. They're going to force. Down to 1 card, pitching Lavinia. Okay, I think I am fine with that one. They have 1 card left. They still have access to Lurrus. Oh, they have a Snapcaster here for Ancestral. Wow. Oh, wait. What's happening? This is a Secure the Wastes for 2/1/1 White Warriors. I'll force it, man, I guess. Fine. So we still have a Lurrus in our Lotus in our yard, and our opponent's going to buy Lurrus this turn. And then we have to find our stock ups. We have cast no stock ups in our first 22 cards, but we have cast a bunch of Lorien revealed and some flow states, so. Opponent probably has a similar set of draw spells in their deck, so if they like can answer Lurrus, we miss, and then they do it, you never know, that could work. They're gonna cycle for free a probe, get a land, and buy a Lurrus. Maybe they'll wasteland a white source off of us. Probably not. 2 attacks from Lurrus wins it. I played this game extremely aggressive, and I'm not sure it was correct, but Rainstorm. Flame of Anor. Don't know that these other cards matter too much. We'll Flame of Anor their Lurrus and hope it's enough. Only way it's not enough is if they drew us swords, I guess. They drew us swords. So we could draw 2 and draw into Sapphire Pierce, but Pierce does not do it. But if we answer Lurrus on their side of the table, yeah, it's probably better to just answer their Lurrus and hope to draw out of it in 3 turns. Man, it's so bad for us. I think we need to draw out of this game. I think I'm going to draw cards with this Flame. Because I know we have 2 blanks on top. I feel like I have to draw through. No. No. All right. We're not in a bad spot still. Opponent is top decking. They have a Lurrus, but they have nothing to rebuy with their Lurrus. We have a lot of mana. So, like, we have 4 stock ups in our deck. Have to hit them, though. If they draw, like, a snap or something, it's pretty bad. There's a flow state. That's a start. Stock up trainer. All right, here we go. Which cards are we playing? Let's play a stock up. Lorien Mox, trainer, negation. I think I just like trainer. Trainer Mox is kind of interesting because it lets me hold open Spell Pierce and negation. But it feels like I should just be taking all of my action spells. This could get trapped, I guess. But they could have had hard cast trap anyways. Fourth Aralingas. I'll take one of those. Okay. What is my opponent's plan? What are their cards in hand? How do we force through our spell? Owl for 1. Sure. Soul Guide Lantern. I'm gonna pitch cast a negation on this. I don't want them looping. One card in my opponent's hand. They're gonna be at 11 with 1 blocker. I have 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 16. -1 is 14 to be able to play a Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce counters everything except for opposing Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm. So if I say there's 1 blocker and they're at 13, I would need to do 7. Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I just want supposed to kick a trainer here. There's a swords and a dress down and a force. I want all of these cards. I don't actually know that swords is any good. I don't think I need a swords anymore. I think I just take force. Okay, I mean, I'll take the swords maybe. Because I think we're going to try to win on the next turn here. This should be enough. What a weird game. Cool game, though. I mean, I do think that these like stock up control decks make for fun games of Magic, which is nice. Oh boy. How do we feel? Opponent is even slower deck than we are. The trainers look really good. I think once again the trainers look fantastic. All right, I'll go for an end-step swords on this Lurrus. It's going to gain life anyways. We don't want to leave it to have a blocker. 14 plus a blocker. I'm going to cast 4th Aralingas. And I'm going to make it for 6 to be able to play for Flusterstorm. I guess I could make it for 7 because I could still force and pay. I think I'll just do it for 6. Because that's 12. And they can block 1 here and it's still going to be 14. Yeah. 4th for 6. This is like bad against like double Flusterstorm. It's also bad against like hardcast force Flusterstorm, hardcast negation Flusterstorm. I think I'm still in like a favorable position even if I lose out on a counter war here. So don't think it's a huge deal. So they did have Flusterstorm. Yeah, I can just pay because I left 2 open. Okay. I mean, this has been a great video again. This deck just is so much fun. All right. Pyroblast is in, and then, yeah, our opponent's deck is an even more controlling deck than ours. We don't... So we've seen Secure the Wastes, and we've seen Urza Saga, and we've seen Owl. We could definitely run them out of threats. We did see Wastelands. I don't actually think Spell Pierce is like that good against my opponent's deck. But it might be. I don't know how many swords I really want to play is the thing. I don't really want to play any. I don't know that I'm allowed to play none. We have a dress down, but we could play consign. Probably not. I think I'm just gonna upgrade my Spell Pierces to Pyroblasts. I guess Spell Pierce might be better than Pyroblast against Secure the Waste. I mean, I kind of think these swords are just not very good because Pyroblast kills one Shitong, so it's just about being able to kill or counter Lurrus. And that does like make me hinge pretty heavily on my forces and my flames, but I feel like that's fine. I'm gonna run it without swords, which may be wrong. We'll see. Don't know. Don't know. This hand looks pretty strong. I think I really like my choice to draw cards with the flame instead of kill the Lurrus. Pretty happy with how that played. I swear to God, if my opponent plays a... Oh, yeah, that card's quite good against me. It's pretty bad against this hand, though. Let's say it's Spell Pierced, in which case everything's good for my opponent. Don't think I'm allowed to play around Spell Pierce here, though. No, I can. I can. I could just cycle for an island on the next turn. I mean, that doesn't actually help me. That doesn't really help me, so. See if I get wastelanded here. I did. That's not good. I did wasteland check them, though, so. I do have a Lorien revealed. I do have a basic island. I think I'm gonna wait. I feel like jamming a stock up into this is not great. But I also have no guarantee to hit my land, so it's kind of bad regardless. Unless they like tap out for a stock up or a flow state and I get to fluster it and move forward, but they can also have Lavinia, which would be... I guess we saw Lavinia, but I brought in Pyroblast. Maybe I do need to play some swords. Everything is bad. Not that a sword's is helping me here against Vexing Bauble Lavinia. Right, I guess I just lose. Yeah, so I guess I have to just jam a stock up anyways, even if it's bad. Feels like shit. Wasteland Bauble Lavinia with the on-color Sapphire. Yeah, it's not great. I don't know. I'm probably supposed to get rid of an instant there so I can play Flow State if I hit a land, actually. I didn't consider that. I just pitched, like, the truly dead card. Mistake for sure. I'll do it when I have to pitch this time. Well, now I have my, I'm gonna still wait. What if we win this game? It'd be pretty crazy. It did make my life challenging, though. Right, I'm gonna go get the Meticulous Archive here, try to get us more lands. Am I getting stifled? Okay. Brainstorm. It's an instant. I'm just gonna put it in my yard. Try to find my lands, turn on my flow state. Trainer. All right, I'm gonna go flow state. See how this goes. Because trainer doesn't find a land, so I think just play the flow state first. Can pay for Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm. If they hard cast Force of Will, I can Flusterstorm. Okay, they just have a drain. Yeah, I mean, nothing we can do about that. This card's not great here. Can find me a Lorien, though. Find me a flow state and bend 3 lands to the bottom. Ooh, gross. Very gross. 3 lands to the bottom, huh? That's like half my lands in my deck. Two mana off of drain. Probably just buy Lurrus. See. Treasure Cruise. Yeah, that's quite bad for me. Get wastelanded probably. And I'm just infinitely far behind. And all my lands are on the bottom. I don't think I need my trainer to find lands that often, but it is bad that it can't. Okay, they Lorien for a Tundra, so I didn't get wastelanded. By Lurrus? Oh, Stony Silence. Wow. They brought in Stony Silence against me. Okay. At least there's no Vexing Bauble loop now. Drew a Ruby. I assume they have to counter this. If I find 2 lands off this, the game gets to be really good for me. Though it's still slow. It's 1 spell per turn. Yeah, they're going to counter it. No, they're not going to counter it. I didn't hit any lands. Because I bottomed them all. Great. Hmm. I could have hit like a Lorien revealed or something to help here. Come on, game. At least they're not wastelanding me. They have all of their lands in the play, so. Probia. Flusterstorm, Snapcaster, Negation, Secure the Wastes. I feel like if I hadn't cast that one trainer, we actually be fine. We just hit land every turn and play the game out as normal. Our opponent's cards were not very good, so looks like they're gonna secure for 3, and we're gonna fluster, and they're gonna fluster. And then they don't really attack through trainer, so it's not that good. But our life total is low enough, it's probably fine. It's probably enough to kill us. Oh, they're just gonna go all of it? No, they're gonna go none of it. uh... Yeah. Not a pretty game. If I was my opponent, I would not even fluster back. Just hold up and Flusterstorm. Doesn't matter. Counter my next flow state or stock up and win, then snap counter my next flow state or stock up. My best draw is actually another trainer so that I can have a blocks. Really, really a brutal trainer putting 3 lands on the bottom here. I finally draw my land, and now I have nothing to show. I'm gonna act like I have a Pyroblast. I guess a Pyroblast does not help me. Okay, I'm gonna cast a stock up and get it flustered. I just have no way to get out of this. If I had been casting a stock up every turn since the third turn, I think we'd actually be okay. Because the opponent's hand was so weak. But it still wouldn't have been good either, so. I don't know, between lands and Lorien, we actually do have quite a lot of lands in our deck. Obviously, Moxen being off was problematic, but... I think I will play some swords in the last game. Should we consider if like Spell Pierce is better, or if there's a better card for me to put away? I could put the Soul Ring away if people are playing Stony Silence against me. Ah, Pitch Cast Negation is there's still a bobble in play. Tolarian Pyroblast. It's actually really funny. Super unfortunate. So I'm just gonna get Snap secured here. I only have 1 mana off of Academy. Well, they pitched the Snapcaster Mage to negation. They just have another. Oh, they have a Wanchitong at the end of all of this. Imagine if I had hit a red source and I Pyroblasted this uncounterably. Wait a second, opponent. They actually could have thrown there. I feel like we actually were very close to coming back in that game. That's crazy work. I am going to play some swords. I'm going to take out Soul Ring and Mana Crypt and just bring in 2 swords and not get hit by the Stony Silence as hard. I feel like that makes sense. Though maybe that's playing too much on their level. and giving me less great draws, but damn. Immediately draw no land hand. Okay, 2 lands, Lorien revealed. Just pitch the stock up because it's going to be hard to get through anyways. My 4th gets a lot worse without mana crypts and stuff like that. Of course, my opponent has a Mox. Why wouldn't they? And a Vexing Bauble. That's acceptable. Our hand is great against that. Currently, though, could go badly. I'm going to go with a Meticulous Archive. And I'm going to bin a stock up. Just want to hit more lands. Of course, I immediately draw Force. Hopefully my opponent like taps out this turn. I hit him with Pyro Fluster on some spells, and then I 4th for 1. That's my hope and joy here. Let's see. If my opponent can just like slam a stock up or something, that's the what we're looking for. They put a Lotus in the bin. Yeah, that's Vexing Bauble for you. It's the reason I don't have Vexing Bauble in my deck, chat, and that's because I have so many forces and stuff. Of course, I'm immediately wastelanded. I guess I shouldn't have gotten a red. I should have gotten whatever. Stony. That's so fine. No problems there. Lock up your Pearl and your Bauble. Wish I had a Thunder Trap Trainer. Hopefully I don't get another Wasteland. That'd be bad. Come on, just like go land, Lavinia, Pyro, untap, land, 4th you. No. Gonna have to hit land drops. I mean, I tried. I Meticulous Archived. I binned a stock up. Like, what am I supposed to do? Opponents hurt themselves. They've been their own Lotus, got rid of their own Pearl, locked up their own Bauble. Like, can't do much more for myself here. I just hit more lands. Time Walk. Yeah. I mean, I'm jealous. I did draw Force after they played Bauble, so not great. Nothing else after that for them. No land for Justin. No Lorien for Justin. No trainer for Justin. Justin needs help. Help that guy out. There's a land. Okay. I'm definitely not jamming a 4th into open mana, though. So something has to happen for me to get that card in play at this point in the game. I could have bought Lurrus, though, maybe. Kind of hard with my full hand, though. Lorien Academy. That only gets... Oh, that is never getting turned on because there's a Vexing Bauble here. And I exported out Soul Ring, so... What is this? Wan Shi Tong. That's fine. Oh, I should have just swordsed it in response. You can have 1 more life back. 1 extra life. I want to use a spell because I'm going to be overdrawing at some point anyways, so... Come on, tap out, baby. Pyro your Lavinia. This is my time. If I can get another land. Oh, yeah. Keep going. Fluster. This is great. My opponent choked themselves on mana too much. All right, I need to make sure I get this fluster correct here. And on this, and on this, and on same targets. And then we untap and we fourth them. So good for me. Fourth is nuts, man. This card is great. This card is so good. My Tendrils has a mode that's Phyrexian Arena. Draw 2. Draw with a 2/2. I'm tapped out, so my opponent can do something here, but I feel like we're in a decent spot. I wish I had a Snapcaster in my deck, though. That's something I think we might want. Let's see. Hopefully I can protect my knight. Another Lavinia. Okay. Might need some help. We'll see. If they like swords this, then I can just flame this and it's fine. If they do nothing, then I want to draw a land so I can have flame and misstep later. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Swords this. Or they have treasure cruise. Yeah, they have treasure cruise. Damn. Okay. At least my flame is uncounterable. Oh, my flame is not uncounterable if they draw land. Oh no. Oh no. the creature into treasure cruise. I need to draw land here. Flow state. Okay, I'm gonna cast flow state. Am I gonna cast flow state? I'm gonna cast flow state. I have 1 swords, 1 pyroblast. I don't know. I think off of this maybe. Oh, Lotus Trainer. I can't hit lands to save my life. I'm so gonna die, man. I've just been ruined by Vexing Bobble twice. It's so frustrating. I think we lose this game now. Because my opponent has full reign to do whatever they want on their turn here, basically. I mean, I have a mental misstep, but it's not enough. I mean, we're lucky we haven't gotten wastelanded out of this game, to be fair. But I'm super dead. My opponent can have a removal spell with counter spell backup, so... Sad game, dude. Such a sad game. I thought we had, like, navigated to a perfect spot where we really, like, got ahead from the opponent. But now they're just going to take my Phyrexian Arena and kill me. My opponent went more controlling than me and won that way. Kind of annoying. Maybe I just need to have more swords in my deck. It's crazy to say. These negations are not that good anyways, right? So maybe I should just like take 2 negations out for 2 more swords. Wait, that got countered? That means they have a second one, maybe? Yeah, alright. I mean, opponent does have to win in 5 minutes, but they're going to draw a card every turn now, and they're already at an advantage. They've already hitting their lands. They probably have like 4 more lands than me because they have wastelands as well. They don't have a bunch of dead Moxen. Yeah, it's a sad life to be Justin here. That treasure cruise was actually just a freaking beating and a half. I cannot hit a land drop to save my life. Drain my trainer. No, no Lorien. Oh no. It's just bad. Everything is bad. Damn. You know what would be pretty good in this match here with the Vexing Bobble Lavinia? Hexing Squelcher. So if like if there are more controlling decks than mine, the answer is probably like Hexing Squelcher. Damn, okay. I mean, it's good to know. I don't know, like, if more controlling is the way to go, but, don't know that more controlling is actually the way to go. I shouldn't have been pitching all my Moxes in case I, like, resolve Flame on these two. It'd be pretty crazy. Another drain. Yeah. Okay. I'm so screwed. Snap Ancestral or Snap Swords? Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a tough match. Like, we have Pyroblast, which I do think swings the matchup, but we only have two, and opponent is just, like, way more built to play this. So, it's a leveling game. It's a leveling game. So, I guess they just don't have stock-ups in their deck. Wow, they have way more creatures than I thought they did. Okay, I mean, we misboarded horribly in this match. I definitely misboarded horribly. I needed to have four swords. Not having 4 swords here was a huge mistake. Not having 4 swords was a huge mistake. How do I rectify this game in any meaningful way? They also have the classic Tameo Stony Silence deck. Not a fan of that one. There's all my lands. I feel like these games were fine if I just hit my lands in an order that, like, was reasonable. You know? Yeah. Those state's not even good here. I'm not sure. I'm a little tilted. I don't know. I definitely misboarded though, right? I can have 2 more swords in my deck right now. That would certainly be helpful. I mean, if I had negations on baubles early, maybe that's better too, but... Alright, let's go... Time Walk. I don't think this does it, but... Alright, get me out of here. I don't know. We got bigger controlled. Happens. Alright, here we go. Last round of this league. Another Lurrus matchup, it looks like. Okay. It's a great looking hand. Pretty sure I'm in for the Ancestral. With the Ancestral getting countered and a Lorien getting cycled, I have a backup flow state plan, so... this gets forced, it's not even the end of the world. And if it doesn't get forced, then we have all our forces. So feels good to be in the spot we're in. Jets, always on color. Thoughtseize. Sure. I mean, whatever you want. Pick of the litter. Could take flow state, I guess. But then we're just, what, trainering? Seems fine. So they're either blue-black control or they are Doomsday. They took trainer. Interesting. Oh, I see. Mono black Lurrus, maybe. Again, I don't know that I care. I think you just do your dressing, take apart my hand, and we'll move from there. Maybe they'll take flow state now, and I'll do what? Fetch a Tundra and buy Lurrus? Seems fine. And Mana Crypt, sure. And Null Rod. Seems fine. I'll go get another land, probably. Get a Tundra. All right, so this is going to be a very different match. What do you got for me? Starting town. So probably black-white then. To rest me again. Okay. Take the swords, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. Like, you've dressed me 3 times, but I resolved an Ancestral Recall, so doesn't seem like a very good outcome for you. Swords down. I'm gonna go get Meticulous Archive. I can get rid of any Moxen on the top of my library. If I can get to Lurrus in this game, I'll just be able to Lurrus back a trainer and the game will be over. Don't need a force. Force anyways. By Lurrus. I should be able to force to protect Lurrus from another Thoughtseize. They also have an active Mana Crypt they haven't lost any life for yet. They have a Wasteland. That'll keep me off Lurrus. Gonna have to, right? Like, do you have another choice? Or just have to do that? Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have to draw some lands to get out of this. Time Walk. There's our land. And our last Tundra to play our Lurrus. We have to remove Lurrus before we get that trainer back, and then we have Flame, and we can maybe even get rid of this Null Rod if we want. They lost a Mana Crypt flip. We still have some forces. Saga Gaming. Might need the Flame for that. Buy Lurrus. Cast my Thunder Trap Trainer. Get a Black Lotus. They're at 9. Looks bad for the opponent. Looks quite bad, but only because I drew the land. I think if I hadn't drawn the land, it would have been reasonable. They would have been able to suck a game their way out of this. It's a good thing our deck has so many lands. Plus Lorien reveals. Dark Depths. Oh, I see. Okay, it's the Turbo Depths list that I was working on, or similar to the Turbo Depths list I was working on, I should say. At 9. Okay, I will just this is 5 damage. Okay, so I can just go for the attack with everything. They know I have flame, right? Or do they not know I have flame? Because they don't know I have flame, because now I get to kill both things, and I guess I don't get any advantage from doing this, but choose an artifact. Choose 5 damage. Yeah, I guess I don't get any advantage because I can't actually use any of my this mana in this instance. I can't use my Lurrus activation because I didn't have a stock up Lorien or flow state. Stock up Lorien flow state. An SLF. An LFS. We gotta come up with an acronym, I think. It's too much. I wonder if they have an exhibition map in their deck. Make it 2020. That'd be pretty sick. I don't think they have enough mana for that, though, right? Exhibition map, make it 2020. No, they'd have to find something else to help them there. These swords are going to be really important. Ooh, I'm tired. See what they put together. Vexing Bauble doesn't really help. Does stop the Lotus Loop, though. They do have an active mana crypt, so that's not great. But they also can't really block the trainer, because I'll just flash it back. Lots of problems for the opponent. I really like Trainer. The Trainer's been good, huh? The Trainer and the Flame have just been good. The question, I guess, is the Flow State Loriens better than playing POs? Wow. Vampire Hex Mage. That makes it 2020 right away. They have a Lurrus. Like, they can do this again later. Wow. The problem is, if they make it 2020 and I swords it, this game's going on forever, and I'm not sure I'm in a great place for that. But if I force this, they just Lurrus it back later. I don't have a lethal attack or anything. Damn! This deck's sick. I thought they didn't have much chance, but then they started throwing down haymakers. All right, force that. Land. Oh, God. They have a 2020. They do have a mana crypt, but I guess that's not going to help here. So I'm going to give him 20 life. Damn, they just had like redundant combo, redundant combo, redundant combo. Damn, okay. Ugh. Good news is we have one of our 2 swords. The bad news is there's still going to be a Lurrus after this. We're back to 21. I'm back to 20. I don't have an answer for their Lurrus now. Maybe I should just let this stupid Vampire Hexmage go. Damn. Alright. They're going to play Null Rod off of this? They don't have a lot of mana to do that. They're going to draw. Oh, they're going to bobble. That's fine. It makes sense. I'll negate this bobble on the way back. Get rid of it forever. Yeah. Are they gonna play Null Rod instead? Bobble. Okay. We'll negate your bobble. I'm in trouble, man. I'm in trouble. Stock up would be nice. Lorien Academy. Well, I have infinite mana. I have infinite mana. Not really though. They can Null Rod me at any point. I guess I could negate the Null Rod if I thought that was good for me. Yep. You got another Dark Depths? Show me the business. Show me the business. All the ABs. Can't do anything about it, so. Demonic Consultation. Wow, that is a Dark Depths. Could kill them, though. I think I still have to counter it. That's crazy work. Needle? Sure. Just be like the mono black splash ancestral time walk, maybe. What do you even name on this? Vexing Bobble, maybe? I don't think I have any hits, so. I need stock ups and Loriens and flow states. SLFs. FLSs. Stock up Loriens and flow states. SLFs. Needle on flooded strand. Fair enough. Fair enough. They can't attack because giving me trainer is insane. So that's a plus in the trainer book here. Infinite blocker. True polluted delta. Okay. Null Rod. Null Rod is back. Stage. Stage can be Academy. That's crazy, actually. Force of Will. No! Game! I put all these SLFs in. Yup. You got a big Academy. Oh, boy. Danger Dark Depths! No! Oh, man. There's no justice. There's no justice. My opponent drew one of their 3 Dark Depths before I drew a draw spell. All right. He got me. That's crazy work. Swords and needles are coming in. And maybe consign. It's not actually good, is it? I don't actually think that does anything. Kind of want to have spell piercers and flusters if I'm getting attacked on the discard axis. Do want lantern, even though they have snow rod. And what's bad? Maybe we'll go Mana Crypt Soul Ring. Maybe negation is not actually that good. Try that. I don't know. Mono Blackish Depths. We certainly felt the sting of no powerful cards there. Didn't have anything good to do, but opponent had Vexing Bauble plus Null Rod, so it's not like we could have really PO'd our way through that game. God, I think this hand is just bad. Even if I go Saga Needle, Stage, or Wasteland, I don't even think it's good. I feel like I'd rather mulligan. I'm just going to keep the one of the counter spells. I feel like trying to play both the counter spells would be a bit much. Could be wrong, though. I'd like us to maybe, like, fluster their first one, time walk into a land, and hit Lurrus Lotus. Might be a way forward here. Well, maybe I wish I had my Spell Pierce back. Opening Lotus for my opponent. No play. Force. Time walk. They could have Flusterstorm. Just gonna draw 3. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. It's a vamp? Oh, it's a consult. I'm gonna let a consult go. I can't imagine I'm supposed to counter that. All right, they went for depth. So am I getting 20/20 then? If it's Hex Mage, I can force it. If it's over 2 turns, I have some time. But we'll see. They could just have double Hex Mage as well. They could have Thoughtseize plus Hex Mage. I think this DT is for a Hex Mage, so I'm just gonna let it happen and let them go and use all their mana. Oh, it's not? Oh, it's for a Null Rod. Sure. Ah, I'm getting strip mined. Fair enough. I'm gonna go get a Meticulous Archive to try to get myself to another land on the next turn here. It does turn down Flow State, Flusterstorm, but I think that's fine. Warborg. Loam Strip Mine. All right, I guess I'm glad I kept in some negations. Holy shit. I guess I'm glad I kept in some negations. That's crazy work. Okay, I didn't see that coming, or I don't think I would have made the play I made. I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of that strip mine out of the yard in case there's more loams. Force fetch. Mental misstep? It's fine. Not a huge deal. Yeah. Oh, they have flow state in their deck. That's wild. They have enough instants for that? They have another loam! Oh, God. It wasn't fine. It was not fine at all. And they have stage deaths. Oh, no. I'm so dead, man. I don't even, what is my even line? What is my line here? My line here is to buy Lurrus, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna get strip mined. And I'm not even gonna get my thing. Oh no, I'm just getting bullied. I only have one more negation in my deck. I think I'm just getting strip mine locked and killed. That's crazy work. The fact that it was mental misstep to target my lantern and then double loam after I negated the first loam. Oh man. I shouldn't have boarded out all of my my other negations. They were actually good, apparently. What are the instants in this deck that this flow state gets turned on? Mental misstep? Demonic consultation? So I guess they had a wasteland anyways, so or maybe they got it off of dredging loam. The fact that I don't have the ability to mox means I can't really get a fourth Aerolingez going, which means I might actually just be dead. I don't know. I have to hit like, I mean, they still have another strip mine in their hand. I think I just lose. I don't know that I want to play this out. I feel like I'm just dead. Maybe they'll go for like the 2020 instead of wastelanding me, but I kind of doubt it. I'm just like treading water here until I find another negation, and even then they're gonna have double wasteland, so I'm gonna have nothing. And then this, wow. I mean, yeah. Loam lock, still good. I even negated the first one. I think I should need to dig as deep as possible, right? To find the other negation. I just can't even find the negation, though. I just don't have any plays. I've gone how many cards deep? I've cast 3 stock ups and didn't find it. Do I even have one? Or am I out? I have one. I've just gone 3 stock ups deep and I haven't found it. I think we're just dead. Even if I get out of this, I mean, maybe my opponent will mill out. We're almost out of white sources. See if I find it off this brainstorm, I guess. Can't find it. It doesn't even matter. Like I have to beat a 2020. I don't even have a white source. So what are we even doing here? I can't. I mean, I'm 2 cards I know, but I still think I have to go. I guess. Spell Pierce. I mean, this is just not good enough, right? They can just. They didn't loam, but they also still have Wastelands. I mean, if they go for a 2020 here, I have a Swords. They just have infinite 2020s is the problem. Okay, they finally went for a 2020. As long as I have a Tundra left in my deck here. Maybe I could have played this section better. I have 1 Tundra left in my deck. Oh, wait. I guess it just buys me a turn because they're going to Wasteland my Tundra next turn. But I can at least free up maybe and get a... What is this? Ancestral Recall. Target themselves. Destroy target artifact. Draw 2. I want to draw 2 and I want to destroy that. Needle. Man, they probably know how to play around that. Okay. I think I just Spell Pierce this. Oh, wait. That doesn't really help me. Because if I... Maybe it's fine. Because I actually have a spot here where I can name Thespian Stage. Whereas before, they would just, like, change the name and then Wasteland me. They're at 10 and they have 13 cards left. I'm getting tired, chat. I want to go to bed. It's not even late. I'm just being drained here. They have a second Hex Mage, maybe. Oh boy. Cool match. All right, I got my White Source Wastelanded, and they took away my... What'd they take away? My Flow State? Interesting. I have a Lotus still, or no? I don't have a Lotus, so I actually don't think I can cast Lurrus in this game, because all my white sources are Wastelanded, and I don't have a Lotus to get 2 white. So Lurrus is out. Stock up is good. Try to build out my mana base with Moxa in here. Pearl would be great. There's a Jet. And a Flow State and a Pierce. Guess I'll take a Flow State and a Jet. And then I'll play a Flow State. Trapped! My control deck got trapped. Alright. What is this? I'm just paying 3 to get rid of this. Okay. Okay. Alright, 11 cards, 7 life. I do have Flame targeting them. It's an option. What a game. What a game. Mox from the opponent. Mana Crypt. Oh, they can play their own Lurrus. Uh-oh. No, and they have a Saga. We knew that, though, from Loam. And this can get back a Null Rod. Oh, they have a Vampire Hex Mage from their yard, right? Right. Hmm. Okay, so I can technically live a turn by dress downing and blocking. I think we 11 cards. I don't have a chain. I have to beat Saga tokens too. 11 cards is like too many cards. I don't have a time walk. They just had so much mana there, and they just got to go Lurrus rebuy. Was there something I could have done? I was tapped out, right? Trying to push forward. Don't think not being tapped out would have helped anyways. I want to be able to use my flame special mode, so I think I am just going to go with kill Lurrus, draw 2. Probe. Once upon a time, Mind Break Trap, and they still have Strip Mine. So I guess I should not flow state. Because they have another Mind Break Trap. How the hell are they turning on flow state in their deck, man? That's wild. I guess there's just one random flow state in their deck. Yeah. I mean, I still technically have a way to tempo this. So I think I just keep playing. Because if I tempo into a 4th Erlingas, then we can still win this game. I have to do this in the upkeep before they have Hardcast Trap. But I might want to... Yeah, I'm just going to do that now. That's shit. They're going to have Hardcast Trap up if they want. Which means our flow state might not even resolve. I wonder if there were points in this game where I could have been more precise. The fact that we're even close to in this game is crazy work. So... They draw Thoughtseize and they want to Thoughtseize me? What's their plan here? Oh, they're just going to cast Once Upon a Time? That's fine. Or they're going to crop rotate. For fucking what? There's 10 cards in my opponent's deck. Oh, for a Talon Gates. They have a second Talon Gates? They must have a second Talon Gates in their deck? Or is it a bluff? I can't be losing my flow state. Ah! I need that to hit Uh, 10 cards in the deck. Second Talon Gates. There's no way it's a bluff, but how can I win if I don't know. Six life, 10 cards, 2020 saga tokens. No, I need that. I need that. I can't hit enough things to fourth Erlingas. Misty. GG's. GG's. I mean, it was looking pretty bad, I think, regardless. Yeah. Oh, I guess I could cast Lurrus because I had Jet and Pearl in my deck. Wow, actually, if I had gone to Lurrus in this game, it would be sick. I wonder if there were spots where I missed out. Okay, I mean, we got bullied. Some weird matches there where we got out-controlled. We got out-controlled in a control mirror by like a more controlling deck. We got picked apart by a loam mono black-ish deck. I guess it's like bug colored. Kind of similar to one I previewed on stream at one point that was originally a Sprouts list. And then we got high rolled by Bill on Tinker with turn 1 Tinker with Force backup and a Mana Crypt Soul Ring Tinker triple stock up game as well. I think this deck is a little too fair for me. We also like lost a bunch of games where we just like didn't top deck draw spells in our deck with 20 draw spells, which I don't know that is my fault. It might just be variance. But the fact that we can put this many draw spells in our deck and still lose a bunch of games to top decks is not ideal. That was one of the games we lost to Bill. Was Bill went stock up, flow state, and we just like sat there with a Thunder Trap Trainer and a Lurrus, and then just drew land. But then there were games where we didn't have enough lands to function. So, you know, that's maybe just the variance inherent in Magic. I will say that we probably need like more blasts. So like the only way you can really like keep the shell and add more options in is to take the trainers and the flames away. But the trainers and flames were unbelievably good, right? Like besides the times where we were trying to hit lands and the trainer couldn't hit lands, they were like an infinite blocker, turning on flame for double kill versus like mono white, having the ability to flame and keep that in against a control decks as a removal spell. That's also a draw spell. I don't know the answer. I do wish this deck was more powerful, though. I don't know that the answer to making it more powerful is to play Volt Key Tinker. I don't know that would have helped us very much. Not especially since we played against multiple Null Rod decks. I don't know the answer. I'm so lost, man. This is certainly feasible, and it definitely works. But is this really what you want to be doing? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Vintage might be changing, or maybe flow state is just a trap. It's really, really hard to tell. More vintage content on the YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you then.